going on, fight fans? It's Capital Combat. Name says it all. I'm Rob Jarrell, and this is my initial thoughts, initial reactions to UFC 207. We had some really good fights on here. Looks like they're definitely putting together some great matches. Um, T.J. Dillashaw beat up John Lineker. Um, Link, yeah, Lineker. I got it on sure. Um, in a bantamweight matchup, we had Dong Hyun Kim, who uh who got the split decision versus Tarek Safadine, and that was a nip and tuck. I didn't know who won. I was picking Safadine to be honest. And Dominic Cruz loses to Cody Garbrandt. Um, that was an awesome fight. This most of the fights went to decision. I'm not mad at them, but that Cruz Garbrandt one was for the bantamweight title was it went toe to toe. I think Cruz was getting the best of him for the first few rounds, here and there, nip tuck. Then Cody started landing them hard shots, especially on the counter. But the story of the night is Amanda Nunes knocking out Rowdy Ronda Rousey in 48 seconds. And this was a huge deal, everyone, because we knew Ronda Rousey was coming back after 13-month layoff to that knockout loss to Holly Holm, and in that time, Amanda Nunes has been just building herself up. She took out Misha Tate, who took out Holly Holm, who of course took out Ronda Rousey. And the biggest thing was Ronda Rousey both mentally and physically prepared for this fight. We saw the pictures, we saw the weigh-in. She looked great, but the physical is only half the game. It's actually less than half the game with the mental because we know for it's to come back versus such a dangerous opponent like Amanda Nunes uh, is a steep uphill climb. If I was her coach, I wouldn't have done it. She would have had to have two fights to sit there and build her confidence, shake off the ring rust, get her timing down. Because we know one of the things we know she's good at judo and jujitsu, but she has to take down her opponent. And now the the story's out on her. The game plan is out there that her stand up isn't as good as it should be, especially her boxing. And it showed again in this fight, just like it showed in the Holly Holm fight. Her stance was off. She didn't really have a strong base, if you ask me. She was slow to react against the punches. And Misha Tate said it on first take that she might be punch shy. She might be gun shy and not be able to get out of the way of those punches and not respond well. And that's exactly what happened. Nunes outlanded Ronda Rousey 27-7 in punches. And Nunes, who is a great striker, and not only is she good at jiu-jitsu, she stuffed any of Rousey's takedown attempts. She kept her offer not to have any to grab her for too long, and she just looked like she had way more energy. She was way more focused, and Ronda was just mentally beaten before this match. She didn't do any of the interviews, any of the build up to the fight. Um, she was kind of responding funny to interviews and kind of tearing up and getting emotional. And really, that shows one or two things. She was either extremely focused or she just didn't want to face the music of those questions that the media would ask and how she would respond. And that kind of shows a mental sign of how she was preparing for this fight. Because at this point, you want to confront it. You don't want to run away. You don't want to retreat. And that's what happened. And it showed in the octagon. She just did not respond well. She looked rusty. Her timing looked off. She was probably in great shape, but her mental shape just wasn't there. Um, and just Amanda Nunes just beat her to the punch. And not only that, but she was relentless because she probably knew that Ronda mentally was not all there. Um, but yeah, that was a sensational knockout. Ronda was just not ready. This was a huge, huge task to face, especially after a knockout and that kind of layoff. Again, if I was a coach, that's not what I would have done. She would have had her first fight maybe at 206 against a lesser opponent, maybe less top 10, even top 15, then another top 10 opponent, Then the championship versus Amanda Nunes, Holly Holm, Liz Carmouche, anyone that's working their way up into that division. That's what you want. You want to be able to build yourself up, especially if it's being seen by everyone, even on the inside, that she was just emotionally fragile, and that her air of invincibility was gone. And in this fight, she had to bring that back, and maybe she just didn't believe in it. But who knows? I would suggest that she retire. She's already in some movies. She's probably going to make some more movies. She has a skill. Gina Carano did the same thing. It's no shame. She had a great career. She's been a champion. And she proved that she was one of the biggest ones in a male-dominated sport. She was the biggest personality and the biggest star of the time in the time that she had. So there was no announcements. But congratulations, Amanda Nunes. You did your thing. That's all I got for you guys today. Check out Hakeem's is going to do a full recap of the fight. This is just the initial reaction. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit us up in the comments, Gmail, Facebook, all Capital Combat, gmail.com, and even on Instagram, Capital Combat. But until next time, peace.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything.